going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish. Today we're taking a look at a really popular sneaker that recently came out just in time for the upcoming spring season. So without further ado, let's get straight into the shoe. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Air Jordan 1 Turbo Green. Really nice sneaker. But today I want to do something a little bit different instead of just looking at the shoe. I also want to talk about the size of this shoe and why we've been seeing an uptick recently in the value of smaller size Air Jordans, depending on what kind of sneaker it is. But first, let's get into the shoe. Starting off, as you guys can see, you have a standard Jordan 1 silhouette. Nothing different about the silhouette in and of itself, but the color blocking is something really new and really fresh. So we have this new color here, Turbo Green. Kind of reminds me of turquoise, but we have it faded on really pretty much the entire shoe. Basically around the heel, the portions of the shoe on the lateral and medial side where the wings usually go. This time the wings are stitched in, they are not flapped out. All the way down the eyelets of the shoe, at the mud guards, and around the toe box, and on the swoosh itself. All of that material gets this faded turquoise looking turbo green color. And actually, I like it. Now, the material actually looks like faded jeans. It looks frayed almost, kind of like you were to take something, a razor or something, and just kind of chip away at the regular suede or the regular leather and kind of get this frayed kind of feeling underneath. It's very different, but I like it. Same color turbo green swoosh on both the lateral and the medial side. You know, personally, I'm really digging this new turbo green color because it's perfect for Easter, and it actually makes a lot more sense now why they say spring 19. Maybe Jordan Brand was actually telling us stop wearing your sneakers as soon as you get them, because a lot of these sneakers seem to be geared towards a season that we aren't even in yet. Maybe Jordan Brand wants you to wait until spring of 19 to actually rock this one for Easter. You got this sail colored wings logo here. Air Jordan Wings logo is in sail on this one. Of course, the big controversial part of this shoe here is the SP19 Air Jordan 1 High OG being written right there, right above the midsole. A lot of people have actually been taking something to take off that writing. A lot of guys just want to see the shoe in and of itself. They don't want to see any of the writing here. So they've been doing like a razor. There's probably a tutorial on YouTube somewhere where you can see how to take the lettering off. As for me in my house, there won't be any taking off of the letters here. I think that this adds character and personality to the sneaker. So I personally don't plan on taking the lettering off. Get into this leather though on the quarter panel and the toe box. Again, you can see the quality of the leather a lot better on the toe box. When I press it in like this, you can see how it reacts to me pressing it. Very nice premium plush leather here. Really nice. Sail colored midsole gives you kind of this eggshell looking midsole here to match the wings logo. Really nice gray outsole on this Air Jordan 1. Regular Air Jordan 1 outsole though. Turbo green insole on these with that Nike Air OG logo right on the heel. Deconstructed tongue on these, which I thought was a really cool touch. Deconstructed tongue, and on the tag of this shoe, it looks a little bit different. It still says Nike Air like regular Air Jordan 1 OGs, except this time you got that nice purple swoosh with the yellow writing. Now, of course, that tongue is made to be accentuated by the extra laces included with this shoe. You get a nice purple set and a really nice turbo green set of laces as well. Don't know why they didn't give us yellow laces with these. I thought yellow laces probably would have popped nice with that tongue. But at the same time, that purple is looking really good against the sneaker as well. I've seen a lot of people lace it up with the purple instead of the white that comes with it, or even the turbo green. And that purple is a really nice contrast, in my opinion. And that's pretty much it as far as the sneaker itself goes. Now, one thing that I noticed about this shoe was that this sneaker here is a smaller size, right? This is a size 7.5 right here, not my regular size. And when I looked online to see how much this sneaker was actually worth, this shoe is actually worth upwards of $300. Now that's getting close to double the price for this sneaker. However, I also noticed that bigger sizes of this exact same shoe on the resale market are going for about retail price right now, maybe $160 to $200, something in that range. So the question is, why are smaller size Jordans so much more than bigger size Jordans? And I think that the answer to that question is pretty simple, but I want you guys to really understand this because I've seen a lot of people on the internet, on social media, things of that nature, or talking to people in person. I've seen a lot of people that have been very upset about why a shoe in a smaller size is so much more expensive. I actually want to make this correlation with Yeezy Boost. What we see a lot of times in the Yeezy world is that the same thing happens. The smaller sizes are usually worth lots more money than bigger sizes are. And a huge reason for that has to do with availability of the sneaker and geographic location and demand for that sneaker as well. What do I mean by that? Basically, what I mean is that geographic demand varies from continent to continent, country to country. However, when it comes to these large sneaker companies like your Nikes and your Adidases, they only allocate a certain amount of shoe or a certain amount of sneakers to whatever geographic location of the world they want to allocate it to. What I mean by that is that smaller size sneakers sometimes have a much higher demand in other parts of the world. If it's a sneaker that appeals to both kids, women who wear smaller sizes like this, and adults who wear smaller sizes like this, you're definitely going to see a much larger demand in the sneaker as well. Now, we saw that with Yeezys a lot of times because women wanted to wear the shoes, kids wanted to wear the shoes, and adults who had smaller size feet wanted to wear the shoe as well. So if you want a size 6, a size 7, something like that, it was going to cost you a lot of money. Also, because general availability is extremely limited in those smaller sizes as well, because for some reason, I don't know if companies just haven't picked up on this yet, but for some reason, smaller sizes always get made in less pairs. I guess they feel like the men's pairs, the bigger pairs, sizes, 8 through 13, something like that, are usually going to sell the most. So they make the most pairs of that. But honestly, if I was working in consumer insights or marketing or, some kind of a position that I worked in analytics and I looked at buying trends and consumer trends and their spending, I would be able to see at this point that there is a big demand in smaller size sneakers like this. So somebody somewhere has to be controlling the inventory here. Now, sneaker resellers have picked up on this, and naturally they're starting to go for the smaller sizes in sneakers these days as well. Now, you'll also notice an interesting inverse effect when it also comes to certain sneakers that we want in the United States that aren't necessarily for men. That has a lot to do with exclusive women's releases that have been coming out as well. A lot of men who want those bigger sizes, they aren't available in those bigger sizes as much as they're available in smaller sizes because they're geared more towards women who naturally have smaller feet than us. So for instance, with the all patent leather Air Jordan 1 UNC Obsidian Blue, the market actually was a lot higher for bigger sizes than it was for smaller sizes. It all has to do with supply and demand at the end of the day. And we talked about that previously in another video, Supply and Demand 101. Whatever the people want, whatever the inventory is, wherever those two things do not match, you're gonna have a price increase. You're gonna have to sell stuff or buy stuff at a premium at that point. And honestly, this is all good news for the sneaker brands, so I don't really see them really letting up off the gas about controlling their inventory the way that they do it, because at the end of the day, taking sneakers past that retail market drives hype. And why wouldn't sneaker brands want some free hype? So with that being said, tell me what you guys think about the Air Jordan 1 Turbo Green down in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are about these. I'd love to know if you guys were able to get yourself a pair, or were you one of the unfortunate people that took the L on these. If you're a bigger size, good news for you. These actually shouldn't be too difficult to get at or slightly above retail price. But if you're a smaller size, like 7.5, size 7, size 8, might be a little more difficult for you, unfortunately. But sound off down below. Let me know what your thoughts are about these. And of course, while you're down there, make sure that you click that little red subscribe button. Make sure that you sign up to come and be a part of the Sneaker Fetish family. We would love to have you here so that you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you, I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Air Jordan 1 Turbo Green. And until next time, I'm out.